Hi guys, welcome to another second channel video. As you guys must have seen from the title, this is going to be a preview of the Premier League, which is going to kick off this weekend. So I've never done a Premier League prediction before, so in order to help me out this time, I've got our very own expert in football with all the transfers and what's going on. He's our very own Fabrizio Romano, and I'm just going to ring him up. He goes by the name of Kimmy Kimmernath, and we both will be going through our very own Premier League predictions. So yeah, it's going to be exciting. There's a lot of good teams this season on paper. So yeah, without further ado, let me just ring him up and see what he's got to say. Hello, Kimmy, are you there?
Hello.
Kimmy, where are you? Why are you sounding so angry?
My flight got cancelled. I need to make it to Naples by tomorrow morning, and it's pretty late right now. We're trying to work on a deal. It's under the table right now, but let's just say a big name signing is leaving Naples.
Ooh, interesting. Do you have some time to talk about the new season's Premier League, the predictions for the top 7 and the 3 teams that can get relegated?
Yeah, of course. I love the Premier League. It's one of the greatest leagues in the world. The best managers are there. Yeah, I can always give you time.
All right. You said the best managers. Who, according to you, are the top 4 best managers in the Premier League?
Do you want me to go by
I mean, I give any 4 names, like who you think.
any phone name? Of course, there has to be Jose Mourinho.
All right.
Has to be there. Pep, of course, Pep Guardiola,
Pep Ball.
one of the top managers. Of course, Klopp also is there now. Gotta say, even Mr. Carlo.
Oh, I'm surprised that you didn't go with the old Premier League boys of Arteta, Lampard, and Ole, and you went with Carlo Ancelotti. Do you think Everton is going to do?
That's what I was going to ask you.
Right.
Did you want me to use like new managers or like?
I mean, they're all in the
old
Premier League now. They're all in the Premier League. It's a mix of old and new.
So so these are the classic,
Do you think Ancelotti is going to do well for Everton this season?
Yeah, he needed some time to just get his ideas across and cement his position there, work on his English a bit. And now I'm pretty sure with the signings he's made, he can, boost Everton up maybe top 10. So you said, what are we discussing? Top 7, not top 6.
Yeah, we're going to do top 7 because there are a lot of good teams this season in the Premier League, at least on paper. So there could be a chance for either Leicester City, Wolves, Everton, or another surprise club to be in that top 7 debate. Sheffield United even, who were there for a pretty long time last season. So we're going to go from the traditional top 4, top 6 to top 7. And for the top 7, we're going to look at from each position from 1 to 7. For the bottom 3 who are going to get relegated, we can probably just go with the 3 teams that who will not stay in the Premier League this season. So let's just start off from there.
Okay.
Who are the 3 teams that you picked to get relegated?
Yeah, so my first pick is Fulham. Second pick is West Ham. And third pick is Aston Villa.
Do you think why Aston Villa?
I feel like there's too much emphasis on one player. They have spent a lot of money on bad transfers, and I don't think they're too dependent on Mr. Grealish.
Do you think Grealish is going to? Well, they were linked with he was linked with United for a long time, but do you have any expertise on where he's going to go?
I don't think United need to sign him at all. They don't need him. They have so many young players. They have so much good in that position. They don't need a Jack Grealish there.
But would another club take Jack Grealish, like for example Tottenham or even Arsenal?
You know what? I don't mind seeing him in Wolves.
But Wolves have a very good midfield by themselves, and he's not Portuguese, so he might not get the eligibility to play in the first 11.
maybe, but yeah, I would like that. Maybe even Everton.
Yeah, Everton. If James Rodriguez's deal doesn't go through.
Yeah.
All right. So you went with West Ham, Aston Villa, and Fulham, right? Your 3 picks to go down.
Yeah, Fulham because they just don't. They lack the squad depth. I feel. Metro will score them some goals, but I think they may. I just feel that without any signing, no chance.
True. I agree with Fulham because their home ground is one of their key elements that they bring to the Premier League, like being very close to the touchline. But now, if there are no fans in the stadium, it's like playing at like a university football field.
Yeah, I'm tired of being in the director's box always.
Why
I
you
want to
wanna
go back to the fan
you wanna
pitch.
sit? Oh wow, okay. Is it the food that's bothering you or the
No,
five
it's
star
just
service?
the lack of atmosphere. It's just a bunch of suits there who don't understand the game and have just invested money in it.
Fair enough. Fair point. I think Fulham is going to go down. I think West Ham is a very good chance of going down as well. But I think Crystal Palace's time is up in the Premier League because they had a very bad form towards the end of last season. They're trying so hard to keep hold of Zaha, and depending on whether he goes or not, I still think Crystal Palace might suffer a lot this season, and they might not be able to, stay in the
But
Premier
they
League.
they signed the striker that they wanted.
True, but they always had good. I mean, not good, but like a striker good enough to play for Palace, like Benteke, Ayu, and stuff. But they are also very reliant on Zaha and their wingers. And seeing how they played the last 2 months after post lockdown, they were just dreadful. Teams could have beaten them like 3-0, 4-0, left, right, and center. And I think they might struggle this season. And Roy Hodgson might get
For
the sack.
me, I feel Crystal Palace will be bottom half, but I think they'll be 17, 18. I mean,
Mhm.
sorry, 17, 16.
All right.
17, 16.
Like around Brighton and Newcastle and these other clubs.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go on to the top seven, and let's just start off from the seventh spot. Who do you think will be in the seventh spot?
Hmm. This is where I feel the Toffees, Everton, a
You're going.
surprise package.
You're going with Everton. I think Leicester might get that this season. I think they might drop off from fifth to maybe a top seven finish. I still don't think Everton is going to do well with all their signings. I think, like you mentioned earlier, like a top 10 position would be good, but I don't think they are going to be as good as Leicester or even Wolves. All right. So who would be a sixth? Who would be in your top six then? Who is your sixth position team?
My number six, Chelsea.
Chelsea. After all their
Yes,
signings, you,
yes.
you think Frank Lampard won't be able to handle all these players?
He may not be able to handle the personalities there. And these, we have to understand, these are like players who don't know the Premier League that much.
That's it.
And we don't know how strong they are. Look at their players, they're all very skinny, and I think they're going to get bullied here. I don't,
Wow.
yeah. I
Okay.
see some injuries coming.
Wow.
And plus, their defense is not yet improved.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, for me, six spots are gonna go to Arsenal. The reason
Oh,
being,
interesting.
the reason being, they're in Europa League, and that league is such a killer. That kills. I mean, depending on how they're going to be playing Europa League and the Premier League, if it's like last season or something, that helps. But I think Europa League takes a lot away from the league, and they might suffer
That's
from that
true. That's true.
because every
That's
time
very true.
because every time United have been in the Europa League, they have been finishing fifth or sixth like that. The only reason why we also finished third this season was because we were helped by the fact that Europa League was pushed towards the end, and that made us focus solely on the Premier League. So with the Europa League, I think Arsenal is going to suffer, and they might be sixth. All right, then let's move on to the fifth spot. Who do you think will be over there?
My fifth spot was for Arsenal.
Okay. All right.
I thought
Any
they would come
justification?
five. The same. So my thing is, if they get out of the Europa League early, I would say top four.
Mm-hmm.
But with the Europa League, I think they would be top five,
All
fifth
right.
spot, because just the number of games and the no lack of rest between games, it's just going to take a little toll.
My fifth spot's gonna be for Tottenham. As much as I think Mourinho would try to change a lot from the Tottenham team, I think they might fall a bit short of the top four. I do think that they would give a big competition when they play the top six clubs, but I think they might still suffer when they go play against Burnley and like Sheffield United and stuff, and that might be very problematic for Mourinho's team. So I think fifth spot would be something where Tottenham will be. Even they are also in the Europa League. So wait, are they in the Europa League? I think so, right? They finished sixth, so yeah, they are. So yeah, I think that's also going to take a toll on them, and Tottenham's going to finish fifth. All right, then let's get to the
Nice.
top four. Who would be a top
Top
four? Who would be your
four.
fourth spot?
My fourth spot, I was going to give it to. I'm giving it to Spurs. Yeah,
Okay, fourth spot to Spurs.
yeah.
Or any
Fourth
reasoning?
spot to Spurs. Same reasoning. I just think the games, and also I think it depends on how Harry Kane performs. So he's
Yep.
their talisman
They
based on his. Yeah.
they still have Heung-min Son, who's going to be fresh and prepared. No more army duties and stuff.
Yeah.
My fourth spot's gonna go to the champions Liverpool. I think they
Oh,
have.
what?
No, wait. So my reasoning is that I don't think they have strengthened their squad too much. I also think that they kind of like how when they won the Champions League, they kind of took off the gas when they played the next season and like got knocked out in round of 16. They haven't strengthened their squad. A lot of teams have kind of coped with how to play with Klopp's tactics, unless they change something really drastically. Because I still
Hmm.
see them playing with the same Firmino, Mana, Salah in the starting 11 and attacking the same way, and their defense hasn't, like, well, let's say Van Dijk, if he doesn't have a good season, their defense also crumbles. So I think that would be some
Hmm.
shortcomings, and yeah, I see them finishing fourth. I don't think they'll get out of top four. I think they'll easily get top four. Again, it all depends on how many players they sign towards the end of the transfer
Yeah.
window and stuff. But yeah, I go for Liverpool with fourth.
They don't need to sign that many players because they their players are not very injury prone. So
They're
their
not,
fitness is really good.
they're not, but at the same time, I think they would be like, at least their Liverpool fans would be expecting them to at least challenge a bit more in the other competitions. Because last season they
Yeah.
were like only focused on the Premier League, and now that they won it, they would be at least competing for in the Champions League in a better scale,
Yeah.
or even in FA Cups and stuff like that. They can't be only focusing on the league like how they did last season. Which fair enough, they did it really well, but I think at this time other teams are rebuilding and stuff, and that might get up to them if they don't rebuild.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So your top three then. Who's your third position?
This is where I'm very confused because, like, my reasoning is this that I feel like everyone has learned how to beat City now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Many teams have done it, and Pep's tactics have not changed that much.
Yep.
The same, and the players have not. The core squad is still the same, so you know who each player's strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
And that's my same reasoning with Liverpool. Towards the end, we could see where they were lacking
Yeah.
and how teams can exploit them.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to achieve that same level of perfection? I don't think so.
Yep. Fair. And what about United then? You haven't spoken about United yet.
Yeah, United is where I think they can improve a lot. So initially in my head, it was United 3, City 2, and then Liverpool. But now I'm like, yeah, for my third spot, I think I'm gonna go with United.
Okay.
They've been always been steadily improving his ship or car, whatever you fans like to call, and he's at the wheel, as you like.
Okay.
So yeah,
I'm also gonna say 3 for United. I think again it depends on how many players are gonna come in. If Sancho comes in, that could boost us to even challenge the Premier League. Might get second. But at the same time, I still feel like our squad depth is still very thin, especially in the back line. Like we might need a good other center back as well. Goalkeeper situation depends on who starts, Henderson or De Gea. That's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, if we get like another center back, another left back, and Sancho, then I'm pretty sure that we should be challenging for the title. Whether we get it or not, we'll see. But also, we are lucky to not be in Europa League this season, so that's also another incentive towards us. So yeah, but I think third is going to be a possible spot for Man United this season.
Number 2.
Yeah, who would be a runner-up, and who would be a champion?
Have to say your neighbors, Manchester City.
As second.
As second.
Okay.
I just feel City have a lot of slip-ups in them.
But they have kind of addressed it by signing two world-class, center backs. Not world-class probably, but yeah, they're trying to fix those holes that they had last season. But yeah, you could be right. They could still be exposed.
And I think David Silva leaving left a big hole.
Yeah, we have to see how well Foden's gonna take up the mantle. If not, they're gonna struggle. Because I think against City has a aging squad. Like Aguero has been having injuries, and they don't have another recognized top striker. I think they're gonna wait for next season, maybe to get another one.
Gabriel has been stepping up.
He has been stepping up. But we saw against Lyon how he had an off game, but I think against big games he does go hiding, and they don't have anyone else apart from Gabriel and Aguero who can fill in that spot. And then depends on Sterling's form, how he's feeling and all that. Mars is getting old. He's like, I think 30 now or something, or he might be 30 going into next season. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm also going to say City second and Chelsea to win the league, because they have signed so many players that if they don't win the league, then I don't know what the hell they're doing, to be honest.
Interesting.
And you're saying Liverpool's going to win the league, I assume, because they have an identity and
Yeah, they have established themselves to challenge again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see them not challenging. So either they're going to be first, second, least one, maximum they're going to be third.
Interesting. Wow.
But I think they have some surprise signings coming up.
Who, Liverpool?
Jurgen has been in touch
with you.
No, with some of my colleagues, and word goes around in this world. Word travels around very fast.
Okay. So
stay tuned.
Do you know who?
Liverpool fan.
All right. Do you know what about Jadon Sancho? What's the word with your friends about him?
Jadon Sancho, not happening right now, but they're going to hold out for one more season.
Okay.
Once United fan revenue goes up, they're going to use that to spend.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I'm saying Chelsea's going to win the league. Kimmy's.
That's a very unique perspective.
No, it's not much unique about it. It's just that they signed a lot of players. Their fans think they have addressed pretty much all the issues they have. I think their keeper is still trash.
They haven't addressed the defense.
Didn't they get Ben Chilwell and they got Thiago Silva in? Apparently, he's going to play.
Thiago Silva is a grandpa. He's not.
But the reasoning is that.
No. You're right. Yeah.
I think they should be winning the league with all the signings that they did. Whether they do it or not, we'll see. So I'm giving a prediction that Chelsea to win the league, City to come second, United to come closely in third, and Liverpool to get the fourth spot. Kimmy is gone for Liverpool to retain the Premier League, City runners up, United in third. And who was your fourth spot? Spurs, yeah. So, that's our top 7 predictions, and also our 3 teams to be relegated.
So, you said Chelsea. Do you know any Chelsea super fan?
Not really. All of them are a bunch of rent boys, like they support when they like and they don't support when they don't like. So, I can't say anyone's out there who's like a hardcore, apart from the angry rant man. if
Tell
you're
me
an OG,
where are you based right now? Where are you based right now?
I can also disclose my location. I'll be swinging here and there between
Yeah,
countries.
that's what I wanted to know. Are there any Chelsea fans in that area?
No, there's no Chelsea fans anywhere, to be honest. Just like a bunch of rent boys. They feel like supporting Chelsea whenever they feel like, and yeah, they just don't when they do
Interesting.
something bad. So now when they did all the signings, you can see on Twitter like a lot of them popping up saying welcome this guy, welcome that guy. I'm pretty sure they had to check on the Wikipedia like 2 seconds before they tweet like whether this guy is a footballer or a golfer. So yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
true,
do
true.